Hi, this is Odisha Education and Development Center. Today we will learn multidimensional array in C language. So any of the structural programming language, multidimensional array is having same features. So earlier we have studied, aguru ame dekhi deche, single dimensional array having a single row or single columns. So single dimensional array having single row or single column. For example, int num of 10 will store 10 number of elements in a row or in a column. So let's give the values, provide the values 6, 8, 9, 2, 3, 12, 19, 13, 16. So this is elected to be 18. So how many numbers we have entered? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers we have entered. So let's put 0 if we are not having more numbers to enter. So 10 number of elements it stores in a single dimensional array. Single dimension. We can have example like a single axis, x axis or y axis. If it will have multi-dimensional array, now we are going to study multi-dimensional array. So multi-dimensional array, it can be of two-dimensional array or three-dimensional array or any more dimensional array we can represent. Till date, the scientists have used 6-dimensional array. So बर्तमान पर्यंत 6-dimensional array यूज है सारी. बर्तमान में 2-dimensional array पढ़िया पे जिया. So 2-dimensional means x and y axis, or you may represent the value in a matrix form having a row and columns. So every row having same number of columns. प्रत्येक row रे same number of columns रहेगा. Let's having row number 0, row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, row number 4. So there are 5 rows. The row number starts with 0 or even column number starts with 0. So there are 5 rows. I have given the number as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 rows. In the same way, I have given the column number as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let it to be 3, up to 3 I have given. So how many number of rows and how many number of columns? There are 5 number of rows and 4 number of columns. So every row having same number of columns. We have given some numbers. आमे किसी number input करिया. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, let it be 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's add some numbers so that we cannot have any conflict. आमर किसी conflict न हो पाए. हमें इटा 2-digit numbers दे परिया. For example, 11, then 21, 41, and 31 and 41. Let's it to be 22, 32, 42, 52, 33, 44, 54, 64. So all numbers are different, make it unique. अलग अलग नंबर दवा पे हमें 2 digits नंबर इनपुट कर देले 4 3 3 3. So 54, 64, 74, 55, 65, 75, 85. So we have given 20 numbers. So 5 rows and 4 columns. So rows are numbered as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and columns are numbered as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. So let me declare this variable 2-dimensional array as int num of data type syntax for declaring 2-dimensional array. 2-dimensional array declare करिया पे syntax कौन? How we can declare 2-dimensional array? Data type space variable name within square bracket row number within square bracket column number. So that is the maximum number of rows and columns, and every row having same number of columns. We should remember all the way that every row having same number of columns. हमें प्रत्येक समय मन रखिया पे पड़ियो जे प्रत्येक रो रे सेम नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स एग्जिस्ट करछि. Java and .NET may have different number of rows having different number of columns, but in C and structural computer programming languages all rows having same number of columns. In Java, .NET may be same, but still they have facilities to have different columns in different rows. Okay, let me initialize. For example, declaration example of declaration int num of row number 5 and column number 4. I have given the example as above, example shown. ये ऊपर जो एग्जांपल टा दिया है ची ताकू धरी की मु एग्जांपल टा नहीं ची int row number 5 and column number 4. So 5 rows having 4 columns, each row having same number of columns. So if I want to initialize the value, how I can initialize the value to this integer array? Initializing 2-dimensional array. How do we can initialize 2-dimensional array? Let's have an example. Int num of, let's have the same example, num of 5 and 4 equals to opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket. Within opening and closing curly brackets we need to initialize the values. The same value we want to input, so copy the values. So we are not going to provide the row number or column number. Simply we can write the values. By providing a comma, we should write all the values. So by providing a comma, we can input the values. So now we have entered the values. So if I want to display the value as if I will write here print num of 2 1, so that means what it will display, num of 2 number row, number 2 row, so 0 1 2 2 number row and 1 number column, 0 number column, this one is the 0 number column and this one is the 1 number column of 2 row, so 43 will display. Now you understood? Let's have another example. If I write print, it's in a format printf modulus d comma num of 4 and 2, so 4 number row and 2 number column, second column 4th row, this one is the 4th row and the second number column, this one is the second number column, 75, it will display 75. So in the same way we can input the values ampersand num of 00, num of 01, num of 02. So if we are going to input the values for the same, its initialization we have declared, we have initialized the values. If we want to input, so num of 0 0, the first element, that is 11, num of 00 is equal to 11. In the same way num of 0 1 is the 21 and the num of 0 2 is called 31, num of 0 3 is equal to 41. In the same way num of 1 0 is equal to 22 is not it. So एमती आम रो नंबर आउ कॉलम नंबर वैल्यू देले से एलिमेंट टाको आम इनपुट कर परिया और इनिशियलाइज भी आम कर परिया. scanf modulus d ampersand num of 00, it will input for the first element, that is 00 element, and the num of 1 1 equals to 32, num of 1 2 equals to 42, num of 1 3 equals to 52. In the same way we can input the num of 20212223, num of 30313233, num of 40414243. In all the above we found. So in the same way we can input like num of 4 3 equals to 85. So in this above statements we found the row number. For every row number the column numbers are increasing. For every row number 0 0 0 0 column numbers are 0 1 2 3. In the same way 1 1 1 1 column numbers are 0 1 2 3. So every row number having same number of columns. So for making it easy, आमे आकु टिके इजीली इनपुट करिया पई चाहिबा जदी, if we want to input the values easily to one two dimensional array, we can have a for loop for row number, and every outer loop will continue, every inner loop will continue full time while executing the outer loop once. So inner loop will continue for full time while executing the outer loop once. For that purpose inner loop टा पूरा टाइम एक्जिक्यूट हबो, आउटर लूप टा गोटे थरो एक्जिक्यूट हेले. सेहिति पई आमे ताको कोन करिया, outer loop रे row number दे देवा and inner loop रे column number दे देवा. So we can have every row having same number of columns. आमे नहीं परिया एमती जदि आमे input करिया पे चाहिबा. For example, let's have an example for I r equals to 0, r less than row number 5 less than 5, r plus plus. So for the row we have given in the same way c equals to 0. Again column is always starts with 0. Here we can see row number changes to 1 and column number again starts with 0 to n. So c less than 4, c plus plus. Then what we will input? Scanf modulus d comma ampersand num of row and num of column. So in this way we can input the value to a two-dimensional array. Let's have an example in writing a program. So let me remove all these things so that we can write a example by writing a program. Has include stdio.h, has include conio.h, void main, or you can take as int main within bracket void, then int num of, we will input 5:5 matrix. So 5:5 matrix, comma row number, comma column numbers. So CLRS here gets huge. Let's printf enter a 5:5 cross 5 matrix. Enter a 5 cross 5 matrix. Scanf modulus d comma ampersand num of row number and column number. Row number और column number दे रहा है. Only scanf will input zero number of only one input value can be input to the array. So we have earlier discussed to have a row for loop and column for loop. R equals to 0, r less than 5, r plus plus. So array index number starts with 0. That's why we have given the for loop as for r equal to 0. Then c equals to 0, c less than 5, c plus plus. So we have given the array as 5 cross 5 matrix. So it will input the value for 5 cross 5 matrix. What next? We will display the values as the in matrix form. So the question may be like this. Write a program to input a 5 cross 5 matrix and display the same values as in matrix form. So it could be the question. So printf the entered matrix is as follows. Slash n, so that from the beginning it will display. For in same for loop we need to declare, we have to use same for loop, two for loop in order to display it in a matrix form. Now so printf, what it will display? Modulus d space comma num of row and column. It will display the values, and after displaying each row it will have a slash n, so that next line, next row will display. So let's run the program. Enter a 5:5 matrix. Let's 1 2 3 4 5 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 5 cross 5 matrix we have entered, and press enter to display the same as we have entered. So it is displaying the 5 cross 5 matrix. So if we want to input each values by displaying its position, if we want to input the values as position, it will display. सेटा पोजीशन देखेबो जे ए पोजीशन रे ए वैल्यूटा इनपुट करो 01 00 01 02 03 we will input the values. So what we will do, so I have to write the scanf statement with another printf statement. What I will write? Let's see what we will write. Printf /n, enter a value for num of, enter a value for num of modulus d within square bracket modulus d. So first one is row number for R and second one is column number for C. So how it is accepting the values? Let's run the program. केमती से रन करियो देखियो. हाँ, enter a value for num 0 of 0. If I will input 11, then it will ask num 0 of 1, 12, 13, 14, 15. So next row came. So first row is completed, 0 number row completed, 0 number row, and 0 1 2 3 4 columns. Then 1 number row it came, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So second row is completed, third row it started, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Then fourth row, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Then fifth row, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So now it is displaying the matrix we have entered. Earlier we have entered the matrix as in matrix form, and now we have entered the values separately for every element of the matrix. So this is all about two-dimensional array, and let's the same way we can have three-dimensional array. Okay, let me put this as comment, or you can note it down so that I can remove all this, and we will read three-dimensional array. So three-dimensional, note down it, make a pause and note down. Okay, so we will read three-dimensional array. So how the three-dimensional array will looks like? So data type, space, variable name. Earlier we have studied two-dimensional array having two number of values as row number, and the second one is for column number. So in three-dimensional array what happens? There is another value for table number. So every table having same number of row and columns. So row and columns can be treated as a table. So every table having same number of rows and columns, that will be called as a three-dimensional array. Let it to be four-dimensional array, then cluster number we can say. So cluster number or bucket number we can take as a bucket or cluster, then table name, then table number, then row number, column number. Every cluster having same number of tables and same number of all the tables having same number of rows and columns. In the same way, up to 6-dimensional array the scientists have used till yet. Okay, let's see 3-dimensional array: table number, row number and column number. So let's have an example. Int num of 2 means 2 tables, each table having 3 number of rows and 3 number of columns. So how you will initialize? So first one is for table number 0 having the values like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the same way, next table, 1 number table, 0 number table is completed, 1 number table. So let's have an example: 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 3 rows and 3 columns of 2 tables. We have given the values. Let's display the same. So for one for loop for table number, one for loop for row number and another for loop for column number, we need to have 3 different number of for loops. 3टा for loop नवा पे पड़ियो, गोटे table number पे, गोटे row number पे, आ गोटे column number पे. For t equals to 0, t less than 2, t plus plus. So there are 2 tables and each table having same number of rows. For r equals to 0, r less than 3, r plus plus. And each row having same number of columns. For c equals to 0, c less than 3, c plus plus. So we will write the code to display the same. Printf modulus d space comma num of table number t, row number r and column number c. In the next line it will display a single line /n, and to separate the table we will have 2 number of line break /n. Let's see whether this is working or not. Write the program for the same. Write a program to input a 3-dimensional array and display the same. So stdio.h as include conio.h. Some of the compilers may not have the conio.h, so there you should not write conio.h. Next semicolon int t c r c clr. Then it is displaying the values. And then get ch, closing curly bracket. Let's run the program. So it's displaying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in second table, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17, 18, 19. So this is all about 2-dimensional array and 3-dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. Thanking you.